Ziko Traore's long wait has finally ended. He has chosen to go to Starkville, and play for the Mississippi State Bulldogs in the SEC. However, he is going to need a miracle to play this upcoming season. I want to tell you why in a little bit, but let's just go to what he's going into. He's going to a new coach. Of course, everyone knows Mississippi State's coach Mike Leach passed away during the season. They canceled the rest of it, and now this is their first season back. They have a coach named Zach Arnett. He was a coordinator underneath Mike Leach, and now he's coming back to coach the team. Now, I want to say he could end up in the same situation. I'm talking about Zeke here because he transferred from Arkansas State into Colorado for Coach Prime's first spring. Now, there were no games played. There was like no infrastructure. He didn't know a lot of what's going on. That is the same thing that happened in Mississippi State. They just went through a spring with Zach Arnett, and I understand there's continuity there, but this is his first time as a head coach. You don't know what to expect. You don't know how the offense is going to go. But I will talk about Zico for a second. He does look lean. He is going to make a debut as a wide receiver. All articles have him moving to wide receiver, and he looks lean in his workout videos, as you can see here. He's going to join the wide receiver room that balled out in the spring. Xavier Thomas, Justin Robinson, they do look to make an impact in the fall. Now, they begin the season on September 2nd against Southeastern in Mississippi State. Now, Zico has a little under 2 months to earn an eligibility transfer. My money is that he will be denied and have to sit out until the spring. Now, let's look at some of the quotes he talked about. He Zico just said, Mississippi State is putting me in a great position to showcase my abilities against the best and develop as a player. There's no guarantee that he will play. He says he's going to apply for the exemption, but he's transferring a second time. Traore must apply for an exemption from the NCAA in order to suit up for the Bulldogs in the fall. All right, let's look at what it's going to take for him to get there. The NCAA has issued guidance on it, all right? An undergraduate 4-year transfer waiver. You transfer once, you don't need to go through the whole process of filing for an exemption. However, if you do it a second time before you graduate, you only have 3 criteria where you can get an exemption. Number one, for reasons related to the student athlete's physical or mental health and well being. Two, due to exigent circumstances outside the student's athlete's control, e.g., physical or sexual assault or discrimination based on a protected class. Number three, assertions involving diagnosed education impacting disabilities. The reasons why you will get denied for an exemption is lack or change of participation, no participation opportunity, reduction in playing time, change in position or role on the team, also coaching change. Now, exigent circumstance, I would think a good example of that is what happened with Coach Leach. In case you wanted to play for him and something like that happened, I believe you can file for an exemption, and that should, be granted to me in my eyes. But exemptions are very, very hard to come by the NCAA. They don't really do that. That's not what they're like to do. Here, from what I'm hearing, he's going to try to file an exemption under number one for reasons related to the student athlete's physical and mental health and well being. That's going to be a hard road to basically hoe. So, everyone knows, especially if they get comments from the Colorado coaches, he could not block. Everyone said that. It was like he can go in the pass game and be a game changer, but in the run game, he sucked. And in the pass pro game, the pass protect game, he would probably get somebody hurt, like the quarterback, and that's unacceptable. So he decided to leave, knowing that he was told he needed to up his game in blocking, or you're not going to play. That's a reduction in playing time, buddy. The NCAA sees any evidence of that, or that's what the coaches attest to, is denied. From what I understand, there is, again, I've reached out to Zico before. He declined to get interviewed, but from my sources, from what I'm hearing, that's what he probably will go with. They think they're going to go with this was something that drained on his mental health. It's a big, movement in this country. He thought it would be something that he wanted to. It ended up draining his mental health. He couldn't basically operate, which to me is bullcrap because he ended up playing in the spring game. So we shall see. I think my money, for me, for my eyes, my money is that he will not play against Southeastern on September 2nd. He's going to have to wait until the spring and have to, you know, wait that basically not really a calendar year, but near close to it to actually play a live football game. At least he's playing in the SEC, and in the spring he'll get an idea of how the wide receiver uh, room is and how the offense likes to operate. If y'all disagree with me, agree with me, just let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, please subscribe, and I appreciate you as always. Heritage Sports.